Hello and welcome. How are you today? Yes, there's a dying plant in the background with a reading light attached to it. I should have taken that off. You know what? We're not striving for perfection, we're striving for realness. Hello, fellow Palia lover, perhaps? Perhaps that's why you clicked on. I thought today I will tier rank all of the Palia characters from first impressions. Now, what I mean by first impressions, I have not reached level 3 with anyone yet. So, limited dialogue so far. Some people I've really not developed any friendships with, and I want to do this again once I really know people. But I thought it would be just a fun little activity to just do it on first impressions. Like, I don't really know them that well, because I know also character development is a thing. It's real. So I'll be excited as well about seeing that. Let's just get into it and tier rank Palia characters, because I'm obsessed with this game. All I want to do is play it and talk about it. Okay, we're here. These are my tiers that I designed myself. So at the top we have I love you, live with me forever please. Next we have good vibes, we can be friends. The middle one is you're just fine, like we're cool, an acquaintance if you will, but nothing more than that. After that we have meh, don't really care for you, like you're not bothering me, but I'm also don't necessarily want to be your acquaintance, I'm probably just gonna walk past you. And then finally we have please get the fuck out. You do not want to be in that tier list, but we are going to scrutinize every one of these characters and see if anyone makes it there. Alright, starting off, we have Ashura. Now, I really like Ashura. I did have an awkward moment with him where I walked into his room and he was randomly doing push-ups, but they were very strange push-ups. Let me just put it frankly, it looked like he was grinding on the floor. That's what it looked like. Maybe his form was just off. Maybe I just needed to give him some tips, but it looked a bit sus. It just got a bit awkward, but I'm not going to judge Ashura. Other than that, I love Ashura. I actually was considering making Ashura my Shep, but I thought, a bit of a basic option, so I'm choosing someone else, which I will get to. See, it's so hard because I'm like, I do love you, do I want you to live with me for... Actually, Ashura could live with me forever. I really love Ashura. Yeah. I feel like I'm gonna love too many characters because this game is just so... It literally grabs you and it doesn't let go. That's this game. Oni. Oh my gosh, why is it one of those things where when you say it a lot, it stops making sense? Oni's cute. It's just a little kid. You know what I mean? Good vibes. We can be friends. Oni gives me bug catching equipment. I appreciate it. Cute little kid. Badru. Now, Badru is going to go into your just fine. I feel like the dad jokes are a hit or miss. I love dad jokes. Some of Badru's dad jokes, even I'm like, okay, too much for me, sir. You have to stop it. But other than that, I do like Badru. Like, good vibes, yes. But we can't be friends, and the vibes aren't that good because sometimes those dad jokes are just not hitting. So, okay, Kaleri. I'm going to pronounce these names wrong, okay? You can shout at me in the comments. You have my permission. Kaleri, please get the fuck out. It's not even that I just don't care for you. It's like, you can have an attitude, but you have to be funny about it. Do you know what I mean? Because there's some characters that have that, and I'll get to it, right? Kaleri just has an attitude for no reason. And this is what I'm saying. There might be some character development, and it turns out she has some backstory. I don't know. Maybe humans burned her house and her whole family was in there. Why did I have to take it so far? I'm sorry. But point is, there may be a backstory. Maybe she can warm up to us, but right now, bad vibes. Like, I'm new to the village. Make me feel at least a little bit welcome. I don't know. Especially because you're working at the library. Excuse me, miss. Next, we have Shane. Ari sent a video of how to pronounce his name. I was listening to it just before this. It's a confusing name, alright? But apparently it's French. Shane, I love. You know what? It's just like, he's helping me develop spiritually. So welcoming, such a calm presence. I just feel like, you know, in those movies, he's just gonna be like my guardian. And he's gonna steer me onto the right path. Like, I'll be depressed, sitting down somewhere, and he'll just happen to walk by, sit down, just drop 5 minutes of straight up facts, of just inspiration. That's him. And that's why I have chosen him to be my Shep. Not that I've formally asked yet, because like I said, I've not reached level 3 friendship, which apparently you need to ask someone to be your Shep. but you will be my share. I love you. You can live with me forever. Okay, continuing on, we've got Delilah. Now, I don't know too much about Delilah, but I know she makes good food. She sells it at the Margin Fair. Am I remembering wrong? I forget names, alright? Forgive me. I think I want to say Margie Fair. The fair, alright? We all know what fair I'm talking about. With the chappers running around and catching them. Such a jarring but addictive game. Oh my god. We're getting off topic. So, Delilah. I don't know her too much. I'm going to put her in You're Just Fine with her husband. At least they're together, you know? I'm very kind in that. Einar. Now, again, I've actually not spoken to Einar too much. Also, partially because I don't go around those ends where he hangs out, first of all. But second of all, I don't fish much. I know I need to. Like, I'm so much higher in all my skill levels. I've got, like, defined tool for almost everything else except fishing. So I need to get on with it, but I just don't really like fishing. I just find it tedious. I really enjoy hunting. I quite like bug catching. I just find it long, just like sitting there waiting for a fish. Whereas the bug, or when you're hunting, you can just run around and you see it and you're like, oh. But fishing, you just have to stop and commit to it. So maybe that just shows I'm impatient. I don't know. Take it that what you will. But I've not communicated with Einar too much, and when I have, it's not like, oh, communications. I was like, cool. So I'm going to put him in meh, don't really care for you. Next, we have Eloisa. Eloisa is also one of those ones that I've not communicated with too much, but I get her vibe. She's just like a sciencey type, and she's trying to make some discoveries, and she's very excitable, which is really nice. I wouldn't want to be friends with her though. She's a bit too much. Like, if we're going to go for someone sciencey, I prefer Gina personally, but she's a nice person. But I'm going to put her in You're Just Fine. Like, she's not a character that I'm like, oh, I really want to befriend them. Like, she can just be in the background. I'm not too bothered, but if I do speak to her, it's nice at the same time. Eshe needs to get the fuck out. Like, just weird vibes. She's just giving, if no one was around, she would spit on people who don't have money. If there was a homeless person with like a hat for change, she would kick that hat over. I just know it. So please get the fuck out. She's just bad vibes, and I feel like she's low-key running the show. I feel like Kenley thinks he's the mayor, but it's actually Eshe. Also, we'll get to it, but I'm a big fan of Kenyatta. So she gives Kenyatta a hard time. So sorry, Eshe, you are in. Please get the fuck out. Next, we have Hassian. Has to go in. I love you. Live with me forever. Now, let me explain myself, because I know I literally put two other people with attitude right at the bottom, and now suddenly I'm putting the other person with attitude right at the top. But I feel like that sums it up. If you've got attitude, you're either going to be my favourite person or the worst person, because you have to do it the right way, okay? Now, Hassian is someone that I've decided in the game I'm going to romance. That is my chosen one. My reason is that I love a good enemies to lovers, alright? And I feel like, you know, Hassian, his attitude can be changed. Like, these are women who are a bit older. No shame. But as you get older, your ideas become more rigid. I feel like Hassian is just like very hurt, and there's some backstory there that's making him so like, angry. I feel like I can change him. Ew. No, but for real, I feel like I can change his ideas, like soften him a little bit. It will have an enemies to lovers. He hates me at first. I love that shit. Okay? Heckler is going in good vibes. We can be friends. Like, everything that comes out of Heckler's mouth is just so funny and sweet. Always just thinking about Gina, and I think that's so cute. However, I'm not putting Heckler in I Love You, Live With Me Forever, because Heckler deserves to be with Gina, alright? Heckler would be in there, but I'm just being considerate to Heckler. Heckler and Gina should be together, and I'm not going to steal Heckler away to my house. Hodari. Now, people fancy Hodari. I'm going to say it now. I don't get it. I really don't get it. Like, people were mad that it's not a romanceable character. I could not care less. Hodari pisses me off just a little bit, because he's just so harsh to Najima, and Najima's very like self-sufficient. He doesn't need to be. It's to the point where, what do you mean at the market Najima is not allowed a sweet? Lighten up. But he doesn't make me mad enough that I want him to get out. He's just like, oh, come on. I feel like he just needs a talking to, you know? Maybe Shane should speak to Hodari. Shane should inspire Hodari to be a bit nicer to his daughter. Thank you very much. So I'm putting Hodari in Don't Really Care For You, because, yeah, I literally don't. Joe is an interesting one. I feel like I'm starting to like Joe a little bit more. I haven't spoken to Joe too much, but as I'm speaking, like, Jello's a little bit sassy, funny in the way of like judging. Like, he makes jokes about people, but no one's gonna be mad at him. They're just like funny little digs about fits and stuff like that. So I'm putting Gel in good vibes, we can be friends. That literally made me want to start being friends with Gel. I can see my friendship group forming. Gina. I really like Gina. I don't know Gina enough, and again, it is one of those things where Gina was like the first person we met, so because of that, I was more focused on everybody else, and Gina kind of went into the background. But then I started talking to her, and I'm like, she's actually kind of sweet, we have nice conversations, she's very deep, so I'm putting her in good vibes, we can be friends, but easily in the future she could maybe reach the top tier. It depends, but for now this is where she's going. Kenley is going into Don't Really Care For You. Like, he's very silly. One might argue he's an asshole at times, but I feel like he's just so in his own world that it's kind of funny. Like, I can laugh at him, he won't mind. So he just seems like this kind of dopey in his own world, so I don't really care for him. Because he can be an asshole, but also I don't hate you. You entertain me in a way. Next, we have Kenyatta. I freaking love Kenyatta. Top tier. Again, one of those ones where the attitude is done in the right way. Like, I love going up to her and we can just gossip about people. She can bitch about her mum and it's just good vibes. At first when I saw Kenyatta, I thought, wow, she's so pretty. But then she gave me attitude. I was like, okay. But then as I spoke more, I understood her. And it's just part of her personality. Don't get offended. You know what I mean? It's just one of them ones. And you have good vibes with Kenyatta. I want her to be my bestie. How perfect that straight away after we have Nayo, her mans. Now, I really like Nayo. So in my head, me and Hassian are going to be best friends with Kenyatta and Nayo, even though I think Hassian and Nayo don't get along right now, but we'll get there, don't worry. Like I said, I'm changing him, guys. I'm changing him. So Nayo is going in good vibes, we can be friends. I don't love him like that, like I do Kenyatta, but I do really like him. I want to be friends with him, he's sweet. I would have maybe considered him as a romanceable character. Maybe would have been between him and Hassian. However, I wish he was brunette. If he was brunette, then yes. Plus, as well, because I love Kenyatta and they're together, I just want them to be together. I don't want to get involved. And like I said, they can be my friend. That's a couple friend? Yeah, couple friend. Najima, I really like Najima as well. She's just sweet. So good vibes, we can be friends. I feel the kids are just sweet. I'd actually say I like Najima a little bit more than Orni. And in fact, maybe she could go into I Love You, Live With Me Forever later on, because I just think she's so cool and the way she can make things is really sick. I just like her a lot and she feels like a little bit rebellious, but I'm not there yet. I want to speak to her more and see if my idea of her is true, and then she can go up. Reth, I really like Reth. Reth is funny, sweet. Reth is the boyfriend of Ari, so I'm respecting that. I'm gonna put good vibes, we can be friends. I feel like maybe Reth would have been someone else I could consider for romance, but it felt like a no-brainer with Hassian. So if Hassian didn't exist, I'd be considering Nayo and Reth probably actually quite equally. Reth a little bit higher. If it was personality, I'd probably go for Nayo, but looks, Reth. However, Hassian was way higher and Reth is the boyfriend of Ari, like I said, so we can't share. If Reth was a character that I wanted to romance, then he would actually be at the top, but because he's not, he just doesn't reach that level as a friend. Sifu, good vibes. Excuse me, Reth. Good vibes all around. I feel like she's just one of those like straightforward, tell you as it is, and she will be my mother-in-law, so I'll be excited to spend a lot of dinners at the house. Tamala is interesting. I don't know her too much. Apparently she's Hassian's ex, so... But she's very much, we were saying, giving Mother Gothel, which also makes it weird because how are they exes? She seems way older than Hassian, but I'm not going to get involved. I'm going to put her in You're Just Fine. She could go either way right now for me. Right now I'm feeling pretty neutral. I know she's a bit like cheeky in an evil way, but it depends if she executes it correctly. So she could be like an evil bad bitch, but kind of like fun to be around. She'll go up. If she's just a bitch, then she might have to go down. But for now, You're Just Fine. Tao, obviously at the top. Me and him are besties. I give him treats, we play. He gives me gifts, guys. If Tao's not giving you gifts, then I'm sorry. Tish. Tish is really sweet. And Tish was like an obvious choice for friendship for me at the start, but then I got more intrigued by other characters, Kenyatta. But every time I speak to Tish, it's good vibes, and I'm also imagining, so I'll have like 2 friendship groups. Look at me thinking about this. So we'll have one friendship group with Kenyatta and Nayo, and we'll have fun. We can gossip, mess around. We have our things that we like. And then we have our other friendship groups. You know how in real life, sometimes you can have 2 friendship groups and they don't mix? This is it. So then my other friendship group is Tish and Gel. And I might have people pop in to those groups and add them if I feel like they're suiting the vibe, but those will be my 2 main friendship groups. And I literally decided this today because I was like, I'm vibing with Gel. Tish and Gel are besties, so it just makes sense that I join the bestie group. So Tish is going in, good vibes, we can be friends, but I'm just not as intrigued as, for example, Kenyatta, you know? Although there is a lot of hinting that Tish has some illness, so I think there is actually more depth to her character that we've not seen yet. So again, she could move up later. We'll come back to this. I will spill everything. But for now, good vibes, we can be friends. Of course we can. Now, Zeki is a strange one. He kind of pisses me off because he reminds me of the Tom Nooks in the world, okay? Also, he has an illegal underground market. Kind of fun that he's brought us into that. I don't know, I don't really care for him. He's fine, like I don't want him to go away, and I do want his stock, including the illegal stock. Don't get me wrong, I am judging him, but I'm also making use of that, so I'm judging myself just as much, alright? But yeah, don't really care for you. You can stay, I guess. But yeah, that's my tier list. Hello. Look at them all. See, you can tell how much I love this game because most of the characters are higher up. It's a bit of a upside down pyramid, if you will. But that's it of me tier ranking Palia characters based on very much first impressions. Leave your comment and let me know if you agree with me, if you put anyone higher, lower, and also let me know if you're judging them based on first impressions or if you're further along in the game and you can tell me like, Kaya, you're gonna love Zeki later on. Highly doubt that. But I'd love to hear your opinions of all these characters. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you. Subscribe if you enjoyed, and I will be seeing you later. Have an amazing rest of your day. Bye bye bye.